Joining me now to discuss the monumental influence that James Mtume has had on music and the culture is Dr. Marc Anthony Neal. He's a distinguished professor of African American Studies at Duke University. Welcome to the show, as always, my brother. First of all, let's just talk about, for context, how big James Mtume is to the culture, to our people.
You know, we talk about Quincy Jones being a bridge between the jazz and the hip hop generation, but even more so than Quincy Jones, that's who James Mtume was, right? He was the bridge. He understood it. He was a bridge, and he honored the responsibility of making sure that communication was maintained across that bridge. I mean, first of all, you just look at the family. I mean, his father, is the great Jimmy Heath, right? Who's the Heath brothers with Percy and Albert, these geniuses of hard bop in the 40s and the 50s. His stepfather, Jimmy Foreman, was a pianist, for Bird, right? So in some ways he didn't have any choice, but he also comes into the world as a musician at this time when Black music was opening up. And you think about folks like John Coltrane and Albert Ayler and Pharoah Sanders. And when you go to some of those early recordings that Mtume does, Coeda, which comes out in 69, Land of the Blacks in 72, you're hearing Black music that is free and wide open. And the genius of Mtume was that he was able to take all of that freedom and be able to bottle it up in a way that it just resonated for R&B and funk audiences in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that a generation of artists, multiple generations of artists, looked up to him and his work.
There's no question about that at all. Again, he begins a songwriting partnership with Reggie Lucas. And Reggie Lucas and Mtume were absolutely magic. I mean, their first real success was writing the song The Closer I Get to You, for Roberta Flack, which they then record on their first album as Mtume. And you just look at some of the hits that they co-write together, Stephanie Mills, Never Knew Love Like This Before, Phyllis Hyman, You Know How to Love Me, Stephanie Mills and Teddy Pendergrass, Too Hard to. Those are all Mtume, Reggie Lucas specials, right? And it's really the blueprint.
And Philadelphia. I just want to point out. I just want to point out the Philadelphian in me got to point out that everybody you just said is a Philadelphia, and that James Mtume is from South Philly. But there's a South Philly sound that he's a key part of.
Absolutely, right? So it's an extension of what Gamble and Huff is doing, which then becomes the blueprint for 80s R&B, right? So there's no Jam and Lewis, there's no L.A. Reid and Babyface, there's no Calloway Brothers, right? Without the sound that Reggie Lucas and Mtume begin to create. And then there's the group Mtume, right? And, you mentioned Juicy and Body and Soul, and my joke was always you, me, and he, right? Because you're sitting up at the house party in the college, right? And you messing around a little bit, so you dancing with whoever you are with at that moment. But you're thinking you, me, and he across the, way looking at someone standing up against the wall. There was, romantic Black music, right? Music to make love to. There was music to have sex to. Mtume did the music to have nasty sex to, right? So you, me, and he, and all those kinds of joints, right? But this was the thing, right? He was committed to wide open creativity, right? And so he's doing the show, Open Line with Bob Slade, right? And that was an education for me growing up in New York, making sure that I could get up early enough in the morning on a Sunday to turn to 98.7 Point Kiss so that I could hear Mtume and Bob Slade. And of course, that's when he makes his critique about hip hop in the late 1980s and its lack of creativity around sampling. And it resonated in such a way that Stetsasonic does a whole song talking all that jazz, which is a response to a critique that Mtume made about hip hop on the radio, of course. And of course, then the irony, of course, is that, most people today, unfortunately, if they know of Mtume, they know of because of Biggie's sample of Juicy.
Right. The irony of life and the ironies of history. Speaking of jazz, though, James Mtume set down deep roots in jazz. Again, Duke Ellington, Miles Davis, McCoy Tyner. Talk to me a little bit about those early contributions.
Yeah, I mean, he's a percussionist by trade, and in particular in the late 1960s when, jazz musicians were looking for a sound. He was one of the young musicians they went to. The most important thing for him in that regard, in terms of the jazz world, was his work with Miles Davis. He performs on Miles Davis's 1972 album "On the Corner," and "On the Corner" is such a significant album in the history of jazz music, right? Because it's really about an album that embraces the groove, right? And Nelson George and the late Greg Tate both talked about this, that on the corner is really the connective tissue between fusion jazz of the late 60s to early 1970s and what we later hear in hip hop. Miles Davis is doing with a groove what DJs would try to do in that same moment in terms of, hip hop production. And, one of the lasting memories that many folks have of Mtume is him taking on Stanley Crouch, right? Who so many years after Miles Davis's death and so many years after On the Corner, Stanley Crouch was still talking about how quote unquote trash Miles Davis's electric work was. And you can see the video up on YouTube. I mean, Mtume schools the late Stanley Crouch about the creativity of that moment and the reason why that album in particular was really a connective tissue to what we see in hip hop today.
Well, I got to add as a side note, it makes my heart, cry just a little bit that so many people we're talking about have passed away now. When even 10 years ago, when we're having these conversations, whether it's Stanley Crouch, we're going down the list, right? They were people who we not only talked about but argued with personally, right? And now,
absolutely,
these folk have passed, man. When you think about the legacy for this generation of people that won't know them as active cultural workers, but will know them as ancestors, what will be the major contribution? What will people remember from Mtume?
The freedom of creativity, his commitment to Black people, his commitment to Black music, right? Stanley Crouch wrote a piece, years ago for Wynton Marsalis album, and he talked about the genius of Duke Ellington. He said Duke Ellington never left the road. Whenever he thought the music was threatened, he went back out there. And Mtume had a lot of that in him, right? He never left the music alone. Even in the 1990s, as the brothers were talking about previously, when he's producing the New York Undercover soundtrack and they do that little segment, A Night at Natalie's, and he's producing these younger artists. So KC does a version of Bobby Womack's If You Think You're Lonely Now. Mary J. Blige does Our Love. It was like, we need younger folks to cover this music, and the only person who can really produce them right is a James Mtume. Right. And so that's when you realize that he never stopped teaching. He never stopped being committed to saving the music and pushing the music forward.
Wow, that's who he was. Marc Anthony Neal, as always, thank you for your brilliant and heartfelt insights. As always,
and just a quick shout out, Mark, is like the fact that you were able to create a space like this to love on someone like James Mtume is just the reason why a show like this and this network is so significant.
Thank you, brother. We're trying our best, man. The only thing I wish we could do now is the next time you come on the show, next time we meet up, brother, I want it to be for some good news, some victories. I joked with Mark before the show started. I said he's becoming like that cousin I see only at the funerals. You know what I mean? So we gonna honor our loved ones, but we're gonna also have some good news in 2022. We're gonna claim that.